9 out of 10. Cat owners misread their cat's tail movements. When your cat moves their tail, do you actually know what that means? Most people assume it's simple. A wag means they're happy, a flick means they're playful. It looks obvious. But behind that simple movement, there's something much deeper that most people completely miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded and precise signals your cat can give you. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might push them away at the exact moment they're trying to communicate with you, because your cat's tail isn't random, it's a language. Let's start with what those tail movements really mean. 1. It's not random. It's emotional precision. Have you ever noticed your cat's tail suddenly flicking while you're petting them? Most people think it's harmless. They assume, oh, my cat is just playing, or they're enjoying this. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat's tail is directly connected to their emotional state in real time. Behavioral scientists explain that tail movement in cats is one of the fastest outward signals of internal emotion. A slow, relaxed sway, calm. A sharp flick, irritation building, a rapid lash, overstimulation. So when your cat's tail starts moving more intensely while you're petting them, they're not enjoying it more. They're actually getting overwhelmed. Think about that for a second. You think you're bonding, but your cat might be quietly saying, "That's enough." And here's where most owners get it wrong. They wait until the cat walks away or reacts suddenly, but the tail told you first. And by the way, if your cat ever starts flicking their tail right before they nip or leave, don't brush it off. We'll come back to what that really means later, and it's something most owners wish they understood sooner. 2. The tail is a direct line to their brain. Now here's where the science gets even more powerful. A 2018 study from the University of Lincoln found that cats rely heavily on body signals rather than vocalizations to communicate their emotional state. And the tail? It's one of the clearest signals they have. Here's what's actually happening. Your cat's tail is controlled by the same nervous system that processes stress, excitement, and safety, which means when their tail moves, it's not a decision. It's a reaction. Animal cognition researchers describe this as honest signaling, movements that are difficult to fake because they're tied directly to internal emotion. So when your cat's tail suddenly puffs up, flicks, or curls tightly, that's not behavior. That's emotion leaking into movement. And here's the emotional part. That means your cat is being honest with you in real time. Think about that for a second. Your cat doesn't hide how they feel through their tail. They show it, constantly. Which means if you learn to read it, you're not guessing anymore. You're understanding them. 3. A raised tail isn't just friendly. It's a greeting ritual. Have you ever noticed your cat walking toward you with their tail held straight up? Most people think it just means, my cat is happy. But here's what's actually happening. That upright tail is a social signal. Researchers who study feline behavior explain that a raised tail is often used as a friendly greeting between cats who trust each other. It's the feline version of, I see you, I'm safe with you. But here's where it gets deeper. Cats also have scent glands near the base of their tail, so when they approach you with that upright posture, they're not just greeting you, they're preparing to mark you with their scent, to include you, to say, you're part of my space. Think about that. That simple tail-up walk toward you, it's your cat treating you like family inside their territory. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. 4. Tail signals come from ancient survival instincts. Here's where it becomes even more fascinating. Long before your cat lived in your home, their ancestors relied on body language to survive. In the wild, making noise could attract predators, so cats evolved to communicate silently, through posture, through movement, through the tail. Animal behavior studies show that tail positioning helped wild cats signal things like, I'm alert, I'm threatened, I'm relaxed, without making a sound. And that instinct still exists today. But now, your cat uses it with you. So when your cat slowly wraps their tail around you, or keeps it gently still while sitting beside you, that's not random comfort. That's an ancient signal of safety, and you're now part of that system. 5. They don't show every tail signal to everyone. Now here's something many owners never realize. Your cat doesn't use the same tail language with everyone. They're selective. extremely selective. Have you ever noticed your cat acting completely different with guests? Maybe their tail stays low, or tense, or still. But with you, it lifts, it curls, it moves more freely. Studies on domestic cats reveal that cats adjust their body language based on trust and familiarity, which means those relaxed tail movements you see, they're not automatic, they're earned. Think about that for a second. Your cat doesn't just feel safe anywhere. They feel safe with you, and their tail is showing you that in real time. 6. The moment most owners misremember earlier when I mentioned those moments when your cat's tail starts flicking right before they walk away or react. This is what I was talking about. Here's what most owners never realize. That moment, when the tail begins to shift, is the last warning before your cat protects their boundaries. Cats don't suddenly get upset, they escalate, quietly. First, a subtle flick, then a sharper movement, then tension in the body, and only then, action. A 2020 study on feline stress signals found that cats show clear pre-conflict body language before reacting, but most humans fail to notice it. In simple terms, your cat gives you a chance to understand them before they feel forced to act. Think about that for a second. Your cat isn't unpredictable. They're patient, they're communicating, and when you learn to recognize that early tail movement, something changes. You stop pushing them too far. You stop confusing them. You start respecting their signals, and that builds something deeper than affection. It builds trust. 7. When the tail goes still. Pay attention. And here's the part you should never ignore. If your cat's tail suddenly becomes completely still, especially when it normally moves freely, that can mean something important. Cats often freeze their tail when they are highly focused, uncertain, or experiencing stress. Behavioral scientists have observed that a lack of movement can sometimes signal internal tension rather than calmness. So if your cat becomes unusually still, watch closely, look at the full picture, their posture, their ears, their environment, because sometimes the absence of movement is the loudest signal they can give. And this is where awareness matters most. Don't ignore it. Closing. Final 30 to 60 seconds. So when your cat moves their tail, ask yourself something. Are they just moving it randomly? Or are they communicating something incredibly precise? Because that small movement carries meaning. It tells you when they feel safe, when they feel overwhelmed, when they trust you, and when they need space. That's not random motion. That's language. And that subtle flick, that gentle curl, that quiet stillness. It was never meaningless to your cat. That's not just a tail movement. That's your cat telling you how they feel, honestly, in real time. And that moment, it was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.